Okay, so we're gonna start with opening up our program, Realtime Landscape Architect. This is what I use to design all of our company's decks. So we're gonna get started with that. And what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna just start a new design, and we're just gonna I'm gonna just basically put a house together and just show you guys quickly what looks good, based on this kind of hypothetical house I'm gonna put on here. So I'm gonna just do kind of a house with two. I don't know actually if this is what it's called, but like two panels. So meaning that it's got kind of two different planes on the back of the house. We're always talking about the back of the house in this case. So I'm gonna go, not do that. I'm gonna go like this. Okay, so I'm gonna just make this look good and make it look like a real house now. So we're gonna change our siding to stucco. I'm gonna change our trim. I'm also going to change this. Let's make it a kind of a more modern looking house. We're gonna make it kind of a dark gray house. A lot of houses are going like this these days, that I see at least. So I'm also going to change my line style too of the house. I hate when it's a heavy line because you can't see. The reason why I do that is because when I'm putting other objects in place, if it's got a really thick line like that, it kind of overlaps and I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm going to just pull this in, and I'm going to edit the roof quickly too. Oh, not that. And now let's just make our house a little bit taller. Not that tall. Okay, so it's gonna look like this, and I'm gonna have my door here. Actually, no, I'm gonna have my door here. I'm gonna change it to a back door. And I want it a little bit higher off the ground, like so. And then I'm gonna just throw a quick window in here just to kind of give the house, a little more character. And I'm gonna change the window up to something that makes a little more sense. Oh, shoot. Just like that. I'm gonna just pull these around. Okay, so this is what we're starting off with, and I'm also gonna just extend this too. I don't really need to do this, but I'm gonna just pull this back a bit too. Okay, so there's our house. So now we're gonna plop a two-tier deck on this thing. And once you get good with this program, it's actually a really great program to use for designing projects. So once you get good with this, you can actually put projects together extremely fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this door actually. So we're moved into our plan view. So I click this button to move into our plan view. So this is the top down view of the house. So this is the one side of the house with the door. And right here, this is the other side of the house with the window. So I'm going to do a nice two-tier deck on this, the back of this house. And the reason why we do the two-tier is because it kind of breaks up the stairs a bit. It makes it easy for people to have kind of living areas on each side and kind of create zones where they can enjoy their house. So here I'm going to just go, do a quick 14 by 10. And then down here I'm going to do another area. We're going to do 14, and we're going to go a little bit further out because we're going to do a wrapping staircase too. I think I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. I really have no plan of what I was going to do. I'm just kind of going with this. And this is how I design lots of my decks. I just kind of see the house and I kind of just go with it, and a little bit of trial and error. So I'm going to just adjust my levels and I'm going to just get the layout of the deck quickly. So I want to actually put a bevel in here like this. And that's starting to look pretty nice. So I'm going to have to adjust this level down a bit because these stairs will be huge if I don't. So I'm going to just put this like so. And then I'm going to just move this like this. And we're going to have a set of kind of fan stairs coming out like this. Okay, that kind of looks nice. All right, so we got the basic layout of the deck. Now I'm going to actually switch these to styles of deck, which is this is the standard format it comes in. So I have a preset format. I'm going to show you how to do that in a different video, but I have a preset format that I always use for my brown treated decks. So I'm going to go with brown treated, and it basically changes the options to exactly how I want them in a preset setting that I already set up. So it did it just the way I wanted to. So let's remove the railing. In the spaces we don't need it. We don't need the railing there either, and I'm going to just remove it in that space too. So we're going to just adjust our stairs now. And then we also have to pull our railing off the stairs. So to adjust the stair rail, there's actually a toggle once you click on the stairs. So there's a left toggle and a right toggle. So I want to just deselect. On this side, it's the right side, and I want to leave them for the left side. And for this set of stairs too, if you look closely, there's actually a railing right here. So I want to deselect that rail as well. So that's gone. And so I want to reselect my railing here, but I have to add a node. So the railing stops at the point I don't want it to. So the way the toggle works is the toggle will add railing in between the points. So as you can see over here, it's added railing there. And right here, I'm going to add just this chunk of rail because I just inserted, when I go to edit points, insert point, I inserted the point. And I just kind of visually scanned where I think the point should go, and it's right kind of where the railing ends because that's where I want it to be. So that's how I figured that out. So this is kind of how the deck's setting up. So I want to do do a little privacy screen on this side. I like to do the privacy screen on the upper level too, because usually these houses are pretty tightly packed with the neighbors. So when people are on their upper level barbecuing, there's usually a neighbor really close by in this area. So I don't want them having to like look at their neighbor while they're cooking or, you know, doing whatever on the upper level of their deck. So what I use for privacy screens, I just go into I use actually a fence option. So I go into panel fence in building, panel fence, then I select one of the options in privacy. And I actually go with fence 74. I use this one pretty much every time. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click here, hit shift, pull down, and then click again, right click. And that will make it a straight line. Using the shift will make it make the line straight or 45 depending how you pull it through on the nodes. So there we go. Now I got to just raise this up. And then I'm going to just change the material on this. And we're going to go to our deck. So I go into deck and fence, and then I'm going to change it to wood 15 is what I use for all my pressure treated projects. So this is already shaping up. I don't really like how this is turning out right here in this corner. So what I actually do is I kind of cheat a little bit with my points. I'm going to just insert a point right here and insert another point here, and I'm going to just drag it out. And this is going to look really crazy at first, but it actually works every time because I want the stairs to go continuously in the deck. I don't want there to be that little kind of corner right before it runs into the deck. So as you can see here, I cheated a little bit, but now the stairs are running nicely into the deck. You wouldn't want in deck construction, you really wouldn't want to have a little corner right before the skirting like that because it would just be a massive hassle and for pretty much zero benefit. So I'm going to just close this a little bit just to give it a little bit more room on this area. I want to keep a little bit of space and rail here just so I can create a bit of a zone, but still keep the stairs open like this so they're pretty inviting. So this is already shaping up. We have the basic layout of the deck done. Let's add some lights in this thing. I need to go to landscape light, and I always choose the high point riser light. There's a whole bunch of different options you can choose from. Oh, I gotta just adjust these stairs quickly. There we go. Okay, so you can use the anchor point, and it'll find the middle point for you. But I just generally kind of eyeball it and just kind of go with it, and it usually works out pretty good. You have to tweak it a bit in the end, but once you've been doing this a while, it gets easier. And I just usually hit copy and paste just to quickly move these around. Okay, so there's our deck lights. So this is coming together pretty quickly. I'm gonna just add a barbecue up here. I have some items already favorited. So I've got a nice little zone, nice little corner I've already created for the barbecue. I wouldn't want to put it in this case, just if I was designing with this house, like if this was the house, I wouldn't want to put the barbecue right here. I mean, I could put it right kind of maybe in this corner over here, but it's going to get in the way of people coming out of the door. So we already created a little space with this kind of jog in the railing. So this is a good spot for the barbecue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a little kind of hangout zone down here, and I already have this set of furniture kind of pre-selected and my favorites. So I like to do that. So that looks nice. And we're going to also throw a little fire pit in there too. So since this patio set doesn't come with a fire pit, I just kind of make one. So I just shrink this fire pit down, toss it under there, and then just elevate the fire, a different fire pit that I have. So it kind of, I'm going to just sink it in there a bit just to make it look a little more real. Okay, so there we go. We got it like this. We're going to add some planters too, just to liven this thing up. So planter, and why not? Let's do a planter right here too. Planter, and then let's add some greenery. I'm going to use this cypress. Okay. And that's already starting to shape up pretty nicely. I'm going to quickly also, just to liven up the yard a bit, I'm going to do a little bit of a fence with a little bit of patio. We only really do deck designs. We don't really do the patio, but since I'm kind of already doing this, I'll just quickly throw this in here. So I'm going to just throw a fence in. No real measurements I'm using. I'm just kind of going with this. So this is our fence we've got in here. And we want to probably have this leading out to a patio right here. And right now I'm using my shift key. I'm using my shift key to create right angles and 45s when I need to. So I'm using my shift, and it's not letting me kind of, you know, deviate. If I wasn't using it, I would be able to pull over like that. So right now my anchor or my magnets or my snap toggle is not selected, so I'm going to want to reselect that. And when I come over here, it's going to immediately now want me to transfer the line through, and it's going to draw the patio perfectly for me. So I've done that. I'm not going to bother with the coping for this one. So I've put the patio in, and then we're just going to do just a little kind of other setup, just another kind of living space down here, just with some different furniture. So we're going to go through our furniture quickly. Where are you? Furniture. Let's pick some nice lounge chairs. go. These look nice. Okay, so these are nice, and I'm going to just add a table too, just to finish this off. There we go. Okay, so that's everything for our deck. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just show you guys how to quickly take some screenshots of this. So you can do this two ways. If you want to do screenshots, you can do it with shadows or without. So if I do a quick walkthrough with this, I'm going to show you with shadows what it looks like. So the shadows are kind of nice. They make it look, you know, really real. But what they do is sometimes when you're trying to present to people, they kind of get in the way of you know, the visuals of the deck. So what you want to do, if you want to remove them, which I do a lot of the time, you just hit A to select all, and then you just right click on the background and advanced object properties and just deselect these three, and that's going to remove the shadows. So anyway, that's the video on how to quickly design a 2-tier deck, and I just added a bit of a backyard patio too. So this is how to do that on Landscape Architect.